So for rotis, all you need to make sure is they're cooked properly, and then you butter them nicely. But don't worry too much about the shape. If you can't get them nice and round, it's totally all right. We have 3 of these dough balls. We have the dry flour, which will be really handy when you are actually rolling the rotis. We have the Dishoom butter, which I love. What I always do is I prefer the flour to be on the table. So I'm going to add some on the table. Always comes handy. Now, take them out from the fridge for at least half an hour before you are planning to roll it, to make them nice and easy to roll. Look, I mean, this is a trick. If you can do it, fantastic. If you can't, you don't have to. I always pinch the edges, use my thumb to pinch the inner side of the dough ball, and you get this nice disc. When you're rolling it, the roti comes out even because it starts to roll out in the middle, and you'll have a nice round roti. And press it again a little bit so you get it to this size. Apply a little flour again. And now using your rolling pin, basically keep your rolling pin in the middle and try and have this kind of a motion. So you can see the roti starts to move and it starts to get bigger. The moment you see the roti is sticking, you can stop, apply a little bit more flour on both sides, and then you continue that motion again. Once you get to the disc, which is roughly around 7 inches, you stop, and then you have a nice upside down motion. Turn it upside down and then repeat that, and then you have a nice, beautiful, evenly rolled roti. So your roti is nice and thin, it's rolled beautifully, it's round. Keep another duster handy. It will be useful when you're cooking the roti in the pan. You don't want your fingers on the roti, and it's quite hot as well. So for safety, it is always preferable. Take the extra flour off just by patting the roti a little bit. And what I do is I always leave it for a few seconds. I always prefer to keep it for 10-15 seconds. Turn it once and then turn it again. But once you start to see that it starts to change the texture a little bit, you turn it after literally 10-15 seconds. And then I'm going to cook it on that side first, which we have turned, and then we're going to turn it one more time to cook it on this side. But again, use your duster. What I do is I gently keep rotating it, because what you don't want is cooking on one side of the roti. You want a nice and even cooking. And also check it. On this side, we are cooking it for roughly around 45 seconds. It starts to bubble up also on this side. And then you turn it one more time on this side. And you repeat the process of using your kitchen towel to press it to have that even cook on the other side. And in a few seconds, your roti will be ready. Careful of the steam coming out of the roti, and make sure you stay away from it. That's why this comes really handy. Sometimes the roti puffs up. There's a saying in India that if your roti puffs up, you're really hungry. So it's nice and brown on this side, as you can see, and then you have it nice and brown on the other side. So both sides are evenly cooked, and all it needs now is a generous amount of Dishoom butter. And then you have the nice Dishoom butter on top. Butter, everyone's choice. I like it nice and generous heap of butter on my roti. Here you go, nice amount of butter on it, and then you can just fold it and leave it in your beautiful Dishoom towel just before you want to eat it. So I always make my rotis just before I'm plating the food, because you don't want to make it too much in advance. It starts to get a bit colder. So make it just before you are about to serve, and you're going to have nice, fantastic, warm buttered rotis for your fantastic Dishoom meal.